Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent, and today we're going to talk about painting simple cactuses. As you know, on my Instagram you see things like this. These little minis, they're 3 by 3 inches, and some are colorful like these ones, and some are more traditional with the little colored flowers on top. So let's get started. So in the space, I'm going to just take a pencil. I use these 2H pencils because they're very light. You can get them anywhere, Michael's art supply store. We'll sketch out our little cactus. It's kind of like a line on the bottom with a little arch. Put another one here and here, and then put another one over here. Leave a little. You can leave a little space, or you can put it right next to each other. I think I put it next to each other. And then I'm going to put that tall one in the background. And another one in the background. It has the arm coming out of it. So lightly sketch. Sometimes I start off with lightly sketches, and sometimes I don't. And then when I'm done painting, I use need an eraser to erase all the pencil lines. If there's too dark pencil lines, well, the watercolor is going to go through it, and you're going to see them. So right now I see some pencil lines I want to take away. So it's so faint, you can barely see them, but you know where they are. Now you're going to mix up your paints. Whatever greens, pinks, blues, whatever you want to make the color cactuses. I have a combination of greens using Art Philosophy sea green, put some Academy yellow, then I use some of the onyx with the green to make it dark. And then I have some various pinks that I use, like the Wild Rose from Dr. P.H. Martin's. And the brushes, they could be anything really. So what you want to do, so now you're sketched out, you want to take your water, put it on your brush, and then fill in that first almost oblong shaped area. And you can see it. And then you, with that brush, after you fill in with water, not too much, but you want to wet it. We're going to do wet on wet technique with this one. It's kind of dramatic and fun. You grab your green color or whatever color you want to use on your brush, and you dab from the outside edges. Boom. Isn't that fun? Just go around the outside, and then it just bleeds in the inside. See that? Then you can rinse off the color, put it on the paper towel, and move it around. Still leaving the center a little lighter. You kind of have to work a little fast with wet on wet technique, but it's not too bad. Okay, and now I'm going to grab my really dark value. It's the dark green on the brush. And do the same thing, but strategically. Tiny, just barely touch it. And over here, gives it that 3-dimensional look that you're going for. And down here, just dab it. Little dabs. Look at that bleed. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Now you can move it around if you want. You could leave it like that because it's kind of fun. I might move it around a little bit. It's just playing. You don't have to have it to be perfect. You just keep doing it. See, I'm removing it by, it's like use your brush like a mop. You dab it on the paper towel, come back and dab it and go. Okay, paint off. Now we're going to do the one up here. Oops. Put the water up here. Now, we're getting close to the edge here. This is already wet. It might bleed into it, or you can just paint the water part just enough to not hit it, or you could hit it. Or you could wait till this part dries and then do that. Go back in again. Dab, 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 dab. Dab, dab, dab. This is the fun part. I like the dabbing, as you can tell, and I'm moving it around. And obviously where the two cactus parts meet, you want to have, see this, the darker value in there. Right on the edge. Just touch it slightly, see? With the brush. Don't put a lot of paint on. Can even make it even darker. A little more black. For more dramatic effect. Just lightly touch it. Just touch the edge. This is not wet anymore down here, so I'm going to have to wet it. You can go on top of it and wet it again if you want to add some deep dark colors. So going back on top of it to add the really dark green to the edge. Give it more drama. It's wet. So now we'll work on the second one over here. Water again. Don't hit it. Leave a little white halo. And this one we can make a color. Let's have some fun. A bright pink or orange pink. Let's just give it a little fun. Again, you're touching the outer edge with the paint on there. That was a big blob of paint, so we can just move it around. See, now it's bleeding because I touched it. That's alright, we can always fix that. So move this around. And add a darker value or brighter value. Again, on the edge. Just dab it on the edge. Dab, 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 dab. Remember when the dabs were hot and all the kids were dabbing everywhere? My youngest son used to say, "You're cringy, Mom," when I would dab. Yeah, we're not cool when we're old. That's what happens. We're cringy. Okay. Move this paint around a little bit. Still keeping it light in the middle. Now this part's dry, so now we can use that part. Paint over here. Doesn't matter if the water's a little pink, because maybe we want to make this pink on one edge. If you've seen some of my Instagram videos, you'll see that some of my popular cactus ones that I had pink combined with the green for fun, dramatic effect. And like I said, you don't have to make it look like mine. You don't want it to make it look like mine, because then it's not yours. You get the idea. You play around with the colors, the look, the feel. You want to put your own stamp on it. Maybe you want a blue cactus or a gray one. I painted some gray ones for clients. It gets a little tricky when you add the color and you're trying to blend the green, so you have to kind of constantly play around with adding and taking away the color so it's not muddy when you're going towards the middle. See, it gets a little muddy because, you know, green and red make brown. So you have to work with that one kind of fast. On this one in the back, let's give it a color also. Let's make it more turquoise. Now for the big ones, the tall ones, I leave a white space in the middle. And I don't make the edges perfect. You can make them perfect. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I just kind of like make them bumpy. And I make the center kind of bumpy like that. And I leave a white space. But that's just how I like to do it. You don't have to do it that way. Like on this one, as you see, it's not like that. It's pretty solid on the sides and no edges that are rough and torn like this one. There's no right or wrong. There's just do, as Yoda would say, I think. Isn't that what he says? I don't know. So this one. Again, you're going to add a darker value on the edges. In here on the edges. The paint dried up a little bit so it's not bleeding. Well, now. Okay. Add the darker value when you're closer to the other one. Gives it that shadow effect. You don't want it flat, because then it won't look too three-dimensional. It will look two-dimensional. And then we're going to do the one back here. Same premise as this one. And that's that. I'll put that here. I'm going to go a little faster because my time is limited on YouTube. Once these are all done like that with the dramatic edges and whatnot, you can go back in and do those dots. And on the pink one, dark pink dots. And then the top, you want to put flowers in. I just do simple little strokes like that. Simple little strokes like that. And like this. The flowers in. When it dries, you want to stick yellow in the middle. Here. Oops, too wet. And then these guys, you just do like the little spikes. Little lines. Little spikes. Still a little wet. But you get the idea. And then if you want, you can add, which I do sometimes, some fun leaves on the outside. Foliage. Like it would be in nature. Simple like that. painting with